Back in 2013, I took a trip to Hawaii. I stayed on the island of Oahu, right in Waikiki. Now, if you haven't been there, it's a beautiful place. The Sunday of the trip, I wanted to go to church. So I found a small church that met in one of the hotel conference rooms right in Waikiki. Have you ever been to one of those small churches? I mean those really, really small churches? The ones where the moment you walk in the door, they recognize you as an outsider, and as a result, you are welcomed by the kindest, warmest, friendliest people that you'll ever meet. Now, before I went to this church, I looked at their website, which was pretty basic, and it said something like 9 a.m. choir, 10 a.m. church service. So I thought, okay, I'll go listen to the choir at 9 and then stay for the service at 10. Well, when I got there sometime before 9 and I'm greeted by all these friendly people, they said, "Oh, you're here at 9. You're singing with the choir." I said, "No, I'm here to listen to the choir." They said, "You don't understand. See, we have choir practice at 9 and then we sing at the 10 a.m. service. You're here at 9. You're singing with the choir." I said, "I don't think so. I can't sing." They said, "Don't worry about it. Neither can we. Come, sing with the choir." At that point, I had two choices. I could either run out of the building or sing with the choir. Well, I don't know how we sounded. I just know the Bible says make a joyful noise, and that's exactly what we did. Now, I tell you that story to remind you of a time when you were an outsider and you were welcomed in and treated like family. Churches the size of Trinity have a lot to offer, but all churches this size have the same problem. You can get lost in the crowd. You can show up week after week, month after month, and never talk to anyone. Fellowship today with other Christians is more important than ever, because to put it simply, we can't do life alone. That small, welcoming atmosphere, that family atmosphere that I experienced in Waikiki, that exists here at Trinity. It exists every week. But you have to be in a small group in order to experience it. Studies say that we forget about 95% of what we hear after about 72 hours. Now that's a scary statistic. If everything that you experience in church, if we forget most of it by the middle of the week, then what's the point? But when you attend a small group and after you've gone to church on the weekend service, and then you read about it during the week, you talk about it with your group, you look up the verses, you ask questions, answer questions, and discuss it together, you're going to remember a whole lot more than what you actually listened to and experienced at the church service. Think about back when you were in school. You probably forgot the lecture, but you most likely remember the science experiment that you did. What do we do with this information? Does it stop with us? Because if it does stop with us, then what's the point? We miss the point entirely. We're not called to be learners of the Word. We're called to be doers of the Word. We learn what the Bible says and then we put it into practice. Or in other words, we're called to be disciples. Small groups transform Trinity into a small community of disciples. A disciple is someone who learns what the Bible says, who learns the teachings of the Bible, and then puts it into practice in their own lives. Let's go back to Waikiki. What do you think the pastor preached about back in 2013? Well, to be honest, I don't have the slightest idea what he talked about. But I do remember the kindness and love that those members of that congregation showed me when I was there. Let your light shine before men, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. My name is Mooney, and I'm the new director of small groups here at Trinity Lutheran Church.